Look, I won't pretend I understand it, babe, the afterlife and all, but as you died,
What's up, humans? Welcome back to my serious guide on playing Position 1 in 7.20e. Today, we're going to have a look into Arteezy's Juggernaut to try and understand why he rushes Mjolnir, his farming and fighting patterns, and how he keeps winning with this Juggernaut playstyle. From the beginning of the game, his intention to try and win the lane is obvious, using a spin to trade well against the Tiny, forgetting about the bounty rune, which his Bane manages to grab, while also trading really well against the Earth Spirit. So he understands the strength that Bane brings to this lane, as one of the best supports at trading hits, because of his high base damage and his Brain Sap spell. Also the fact that Jug has 8 starting armor compared to the Tiny 0 starting armor, making Jug and Bane's right clicks far more effective on him. This starts their lane off with 2 tangos being used by the Tiny, 1 by the Earth Spirit, while Jug and Bane have used none at all, so they have all their regen, so they can play pretty confident in this lane. So, trading regen, well like this, can result in either Dire needing to back off and take less trades, giving the Jug more farm in the lane, or they can use the courier to top up their regen, which can negatively impact the other lanes, especially mid. So when the lane starts, he continues to trade hits with whoever is nearest to him, almost ignoring last hits, and once again showing us his priority to win the lane, and then farm. So he wants to zone them out of the lane and then take the farm that is rewarded to him for doing that. Him and the Bane go so far as to even get first blood on the Tiny, putting them even further ahead. After this, he continues trading hits and zoning out Tiny and Earth Spirit, securing him safe farm. He goes so far even to skip Quelling Blade and instead purchases his boots to help chase and kite the Tiny more easily.
could rectify that if you haunt me through my phone. No, I don't wanna deal with voodoo dolls and figurines. I could do without them if you'd haunt me through my screen. I'm just frustrated, I guess. I've hung out in countless graveyards, drawn pentagrams and slaughtered goats, and even took a course on hunting ghosts from Pentecostal folks, but never once have gotten...
He goes back to the Quelling Blade after realizing he doesn't want the Tiny to deny all of his creeps, and the value it gives is too much to skip.
Maybe if you're bored of fortune-telling tarot cards and magic words, then you could tweet 140 characters, so I could throw away my voodoo dolls and stop chanting my juju mantras that my guru taught us. And if you slide into some YouTube comments, you could scroll the comment page or you could leave it blank. If your specter is perceptible, we tell him it's a prank, and if you still don't send responses, I'd assume the problem...
After he gets his level 3, he is confident to trade with the Tiny and Earth Spirit, dodging the stun of the rolling boulder and spinning on the Tiny. He overestimates how close his Bane is, and when the Bane comes in late, he probably should have selected the Tiny instead of the Jug.
So me and you could catch up on a toll-free spirit mortal call, or we could see a witch doctor. She'd probably be skeptical.
Although Arteezy did die, he ends up putting both Tiny and Earth Spirit on very low HP and mana, meaning that Tiny is forced to buy regen and play more passive in the lane. Arteezy realizes this and immediately starts playing very aggressive again, managing even to get a kill on the Earth Spirit, while only losing about 150 hit points.
Settle in my USB port or my Nvidia GeForce or my video AV cord. There's no need for Santa Muerte when I've got a QWERTY keyboard. We could play a game of esports, you and I'd be on a team, and if you're feeling odious,
This pattern of contesting everything continues throughout the laning stage, putting Arteezy significantly ahead of all other heroes in the game in net worth, and ahead of most of heroes in XP as well. He makes the decision to buy power treads, taking the higher damage and ability to tread switch over the phase boots chasing. I would agree with this item choice, as the attack speed is almost the same, 17.5 on an agility hero after the 25% bonus, compared to the 25 of phase boots. And Juggernaut doesn't really benefit from the bonus armor, since he already gets a lot of agility items, which gives him high armor. Also he has the option of the level 20 talent, which is 10 armor. The way he plays after he gets his level 6 and treads is constantly looking around the map for places to play active. He TPs to top lane and dives the Undying and Tiny under the tower, getting a kill and also securing the tower afterwards for his team. He sees fights going on, and although he has his TP ready, he doesn't have his Omni Slash, so he would rather split push and apply pressure that way. When his ultimate is up again, he goes back to the same playstyle of trying to force a fight because he wants to use that advantage. So he pings for his team to push the middle tier 1 tower. Running to back them up and wanting to fight. He ends up killing his teammate King Sumail, who is playing the fish boy. They clean up 2 more kills, making the fight 3 for 2, but Juggernaut staying alive throughout, making it really good for the Radiant. And the tiny kill, tiny kill, tiny kill, kill, tiny kill, tiny... Ah! And they can't kill the tiny, but it was very close. Arteezy's consistent build throughout his recent Juggernaut games has been going for an early Mjolnir, and when considering his playstyle, along with the changes to his ultimate, it does make sense. Building a battlefury cost similar, has much worse build up, and is incomparable DPS wise, with the attack speed being far more valuable in his ult, as it multiplies his attack speed and adds damage to each individual strike. When he finds a double damage rune, and can see Pugna and Earth Spirit on different sides of the map, he makes the call to Roshan, since his entire team is nearby. After grabbing the Aegis, the Radiant managed to take a really great fight, using Fiend's Grip to take down the slippery fish.
And I'd be satisfied if we died together. Yeah, our climate's fucked, we might as well enjoy the weather. Our time is up, and I'd be satisfied. Look, all this talk of greenhouse gases got me taciturn. Let's just stick our tongues out in the poison rain and let the acid burn. And when the Earth swings out of orbit, we can spin in circles on a grassy
With the Aegis and Omni Slash still up, they barrel down the mid lane.
If the sun explodes before our April break, then we won't have to do our tax return.
And after taking the tier 3 tower, they overestimate their strength, versus the setup of Pugna, Ward and Tombstone. So they probably should have backed off here. They should be like, we don't have 3 other ultimates, they have Pugna Ward, they have Tombstone, they're going to set up, they're going to take this fight, and we're going to lose. And this does happen. So most of his team dies, and he's left alone with his Aegis, and then he just dies twice to Sumail. So now Sumail's on a Slark with 15 stolen agility, so it's very difficult for the Radiant to play this game now. So Arteezy then decides he needs to finish his Mjolnir and Butterfly before taking another fight. So he split pushes, he farms, and he dodges fights, using his Manta style to farm more dangerous areas and to scout. After these items are complete, the Radiant smokes towards Dire's Roshan attempt. A bit late to stop Sumail from getting the Aegis, but still winning, and managing to burst Slark and Tiny with the Omni Slash. Arteezy then plays far more passively without his Omni in the fight, but his team doesn't get the memo, hanging around, and they end up dying while Arteezy collects more bounty runes and goes back to split pushing.
Maybe it's impossible to change things, but we can try them anyway. Be carbon complex renegades and then decay. And I would hold you near as we're infected by the Zika or Ebola scares, get smoldered by a solar flare or iced out with...
When his team is back up and Omni Slash is ready, they do the infamous double smoke to try and force a fight. Note the way that Arteezy walks up the cliff, trying to get the vision of the hero caught by the scan without breaking his smoke. They find a free kill on the Earth Spirit due to this, and Arteezy manages to block his roll away, so he has no chance to escape. On the side of the fight, the Wyvern catches out the Undying as well, with a Winter's Curse, putting Radiant in a great position to force high ground.
And when the fire slay our cryogenic hideaway, we could try to lie awake and dream about the finer days. Before the roads and paths were frozen ashen plains, and the cities turned to itty-bitty rows of crafts.
Learning from their previous mistake, the Earth Spirit buyback convinces them to back off and play more safe.
When the days of old and past decay and exit through the years, we can lay in fields of shattered glass and question why we're here. If so many left this planet without any second chances, why did we awake one morning to a separate time of cheer?
When Arteezy gets caught out in the jungle by Tiny, he uses an uncommon trick of Omni Slash TPing away, getting the kill on the Tiny and escaping before his team arrives, and there's nothing the Dire can do, showing us the amount of damage this build can do in the 3 seconds of the Omni Slash. In general, the way Arteezy plays this game is very dependent on his ultimate, and his build and talent choices are unusual, taking the spin duration and damage per second, prioritizing the magic damage against the high armor Slark. He continues this trend with Mjolnir and Monkey King Bar, making his ultimate very magic damage heavy as well. The game finishes off after Radiant takes their third Roshan attempt, claiming Refresher, Orb, Shard, and Cheese, and Aegis. Thanks for watching. I know the script is a bit longer than usual, so tell me if I'm rambling, but thanks for watching again. I'm not going to do the weird outro I did last time, so see ya.
I always knew that we'd be by each other's side forever. Now our time has come, and I'd be satisfied if we died together. Yeah, our climate's fucked, we might as well enjoy the weather. Our time is up, and I'd be satisfied if we died together.